All right, friends, it's T and I'm back with a new video, and I'm going to do a reaction video to this guy. His name is Paul Gouda. Hold on a second here. His name is Paulo Guga. 6 signs you can build a lot more muscle. So he says 6 signs you can build a lot more muscle. I'm going to do a really good reaction video, an educational video, reaction and educational video to this video, because man, I get so many requests, you know what I mean? Let me see if his thing comes up here. Hold on. So that is what it looks like on his video. It comes up like this: you and future you. All right, so he's really serious about trying to build his body, but you know, young people, they make these mistakes. When you're young, you make mistakes because you're still going through the trial and errors to try to find out what really builds muscle. All right. Anyways, let's review this video.
I'm going to give you 6 signs that you have the potential to grow a lot more muscle. Proof that you aren't anywhere near your genetic limit. I've put on a lot of...
All right, let's get this straight. There's no such thing as a genetic limit. There's no such thing, all right? So in science, when they talk about myonuclear domain limit, that means after the first adaptation. What is a unique feature of untrained muscles? What is a unique feature of eccentric? Okay, here's the thing. A unique feature of eccentric exercise is that untrained subjects become stiff and sore the next day due to what? Muscle damage. Okay, that activates the satellite cell, right? And that causes a cascade of events for building muscle. Okay, then it reaches a nuclear domain. When it hypertrophies, there's only so many, in that session, there's only so many nuclei that are donated by the satellite cell to support further muscle growth and synthesize protein. Okay, we know that because that's in science. We call that myonuclear domain size limit because the cell is overseeing how big that cell can get. It can only get so big, and then you need more cells to support further muscle growth, okay? Muscles aren't fat cells. They can't get exponentially big forever and ever and ever. They're overseen by follistatin, myostatin, and the satellite cell, okay? But when the satellite cell is activated, myostatin and follistatin cannot occupy the same space, all right?
Since I started lifting. But back in 2019, my physique plateaued hard. No matter what I tried, my body just looked the same. I couldn't understand why I wasn't...
I know why it looked the same, because your problem is that you've adapted. Your eccentric has adapted to your lifts because you're focused on concentric, and in fact, you should never be focused on concentric. You should be focused on eccentric to get your body big and strong, and then every time you get stronger at the eccentric, you'll get stronger at concentric. And when you get stronger at concentric, it's time to overload the eccentric so that you could get stronger, bigger and stronger again. And then when you're able to finish that rep or where that set reps for a full concentric, it's time to overload it again. Get it? That's how you build your body.
Progressing. I didn't even look that good. Now I can look back and see all the signs that were there. I had the potential to make more gains.
Everybody has the potential to make more gains. Everybody does.
But I was accidentally handicapping myself. I want you to avoid my...
The reason why he's still handicapping himself is because he doesn't understand that it's the eccentric resistance overload training that gets you there. It gets you where you want to go. It got you there originally in the beginning, but you adapted to the eccentric exercise, so it can no longer get you further. Get it? See what I mean? So what do you have to do? You have to keep overloading it. Every time you get bigger, you get stronger. At the concentric, it's time to overload it. See what I mean? So when you overload it, you will not be good at doing the concentric. You will never be able to do a full concentric. But once you get bigger and stronger at doing it, when you come back and you can do it for a full concentric now, it's time to overload it again. Get it? To get bigger and stronger.
Okay, so here are the 6 signs you will soon build a lot of muscle.
Here are the 6 signs following an amateur lifter, man, an amateur lifter like him, and you'll never succeed. That's why.
I want you to look at every single lift in your program, every movement pattern, from vertical pressing, squatting.
Yes, look at all of these, what you're doing here. Look at this. Look how light it is on the eccentric. Is he doing eccentric overload? No. He's busy doing concentric loading, and you can't progress. You can't get stronger. You can eventually get better at the concentrics. Eventually, you probably will get better at concentrics. But even then, it'll only take you so far. And then you'll plateau. You understand me? You'll plateau because you don't have enough muscle to force that weight up anymore. There's no more muscle to force it. So you'll plateau, and you'll never be really big and strong. And you'll always be weak at the eccentric. You'll be scared because you're weak at the eccentric, because eccentric must come first before concentric, before you get strong at concentric. It must come. You must get bigger and stronger before you get stronger at concentrics. But if you get strong at concentric lifting, your body adapts the nervous system, and you get strong at doing concentrics, you will always be weak, small and weak, and have a small, weak body and susceptible to getting injured all the time. You will be physically weak. Do you understand me? Because one took off without the other. That's the problem.
All the way to triceps and forearm curls. Are you actually legitimately strong at anything? And I'm not talking about commercial gym standards. Are you moving serious?
No, you don't have to be. You don't have to move any serious weight. You have to start with overloading the eccentric and doing multiple sets and reps. Get it? Because it takes intensity and duration to damage those muscle fibers, and then they need to go through a repair and a remodeling.
Weight on any exercise with good form. The first obvious sign that you can build more muscle is that you aren't strong at anything yet. You aren't turning heads at the gym. Don't just apply this to your squat.
You're not turning heads at the gym. What do you mean turning heads at the gym? A gym, bro, bodybuilding is not a sport. It's not based on performance or endurance. And that's where people make the mistake. They go to the gym with the idea that it's based on performance. You understand me? And they want to perform in the gym. They're busy performing because they want to look good in the mirror in front of people lifting. When in fact, your job is not to look or pay attention to anybody or what they're doing in the gym. Your job, if you want to build yourself big and strong, is to do eccentric overload resistance exercises. That's it. That's it. And just keep progressing. And never mind what other people are doing.
Bench and deadlift, but literally every movement from the smallest isolation. The stronger you get at any movement, the more you will grow the corresponding muscles.
No, you won't. It's not the stronger you get at them. It's the more you damage those muscle fibers and they're able to adapt by coming back bigger and stronger. That's how in the eccentric overload. But he's pumping his muscles up, doing concentric lifting. See, he's performing. He wants that look. He thinks it's about the look. It's not about the look. The look will come. The look will come. If you focus on trying to get the look, then you'll never get bigger and stronger. Because you're doing concentric lifting, that's sarcoplasmic training, bro. That isn't myofibrillar training.
Therefore, your strongest exercises reflect the best parts of your physique. GVS is often...
No, they don't. Your best exercises in the concentric will only show off your sarcoplasmic muscle training, your muscles, the fake muscles you built.
Often brought up as a great example of this. His pressing strength is mediocre, not really that impressive, but he's incredibly strong at curl.
Yeah, but he's not strong at the eccentric. And this guy here, oh, you're using Schofield? He cheated, bro. He took some substance. He faked it.
Curls and triceps overhead. Is it any wonder that he has massive arms? No. The lifts he's strongest at...
Let me get this straight. So he does all concentric lifting still. He failed. He still does it. So you're saying that he built those big arms concentrically without doing any eccentrics? It's sarcoplasmic training. This is sarcoplasmic. Look how puffy he is. Look how big and puffy he is because he took a substance to retain glycogen in his muscle. Everybody knows concentric is associated with sarcoplasmic. Myofibrillar is associated with eccentric exercise.
Are reflected in his physique. So if you look at your training log and you think, man, Nothing really stands out, I'm not strong. That's actually good news in a way because it means you can build a lot of muscle in the near future. Looking back, I was actually really weak in 2019. My pull-ups, ass. My isolations, ass. My overhead press, ass. And it goes on. I wasn't strong, and as a result, I was
Because you were busy just lifting. You were just it was lazy lifting. You didn't put effort into it because you don't know what you're doing. You're not focused on the eccentric part, overloading it.
as jacked as I wanted to be. You can tell if someone has great genetics by comparing their level of muscular development to
No, you can't, because they could be carrying sarcoplasmic muscle.
their strength. If someone has really
Not necessarily. What strength? You could be good at doing the concentric because you forgot about doing the eccentric. See what I mean? Your push strength will be good. Your push strength will be good due to the nervous system. And you're only jacked because you've been pumping your muscles like this guy. He's squeezing his butt cheeks to squeeze more glycogen in there.
jacked arms and they're lifting really light weights, man, they chose the right parents. Good for them. I don't have genetics like that. So what do? The only thing I can, get as strong as possible with good form. If specific
Again, it's light going up. It's going light going down, even lighter going down. Get strong at doing eccentric overload. That's how.
areas are weak, it could be a sign that you're underdeveloped. I think I'm fairly jacked overall, but my chest is definitely a weak point. I think I have more potential here because I'm really
Yeah, people reach a plateau, especially on the bench press, because they're not building any more muscle. How do you build more muscle? Well, you have to progressively overload on the eccentric now, get it? And so you want to go incrementally heavy. You don't want to go crazy heavy, but you're a little bit heavier than you could manage for more eccentrics. Maybe if you have a spotter, I don't know. Or you can just keep lowering it and then put it back up, lower it, put it back up. I'm not sure how you're going to do this, man. It's good if you're in a gym and you have spotters that would help you. That would definitely take you a lot further, because you want to keep the intensity on the eccentric portion of the lift. So you want to go a little bit heavier enough not to fucking just completely drop the weight on you. Heavier than what you could normally do by adding, where you reach the plateau, maybe add 10 pounds, maybe add 15 pounds on each side extra, and just try to rep them out in the eccentric. Have a friend lift it. Have two friends lift, and you lower. Lift, lower. You lift, lower. They lift, you lower. That's it. And do multiple sets like that. And that will cause damage in the muscle fibers. They'll bounce back bigger and stronger. That's if you're a person already who just does concentric lifting and hasn't built any muscle, okay, doing it. There's a lot of people have done bench pressing. They started with 1 plate, 2 plate, 3 plate, 4 plates, but they never damaged the muscle fiber in the eccentric to get there. That's the difference. They never did it to get there. They simply tweaked the nervous system. They got there, and then they reached the plateau.
bad at horizontal pressing. My arms, on the other hand, are a strong point, and it makes sense because I'm actually
Yeah, this is sarcoplasmic because your training is based on concentric training. You just don't realize it.
strong at these lifts. I've worked out with guys who can put up way more than me on the bench press, and they can't even come close to my tricep isolations.
Well, when
Okay, but you've adapted to your tricep isolation because you're going all the way to the top of the bottom now. See what I mean? There was very little growth there, if anything.
his clothes off and posed for me,
And now you're repeating the same exercises again and again and again and again and again. So you're adapted. So there's no more adaptations.
he looked like nothing.
This might be controversial, but it has to be said. Many people give up on their physiques when they haven't even been training that long. Training age is a huge factor that many don't take into account. The best natural physiques
They give up because they don't see results. That's why.
were not built quickly. It took a lot of time. If you've been training consistently for less than 5 years, that's a sign to me that you're nowhere near your genetic limit. It's one thing to train. It's another level to train consistently, and another level to train
Shit. This again, man. Fuck. Damn. I lost the video there. Hold on a second.
I'm gonna give
I lost where I was now. Fuck. I think we were here, right?
count. The best natural physiques were not built quickly. It took a lot of time. If you've been training consistently for less than 5 years, that's a sign to me that you're nowhere near your genetic limit. It's one thing to train. It's another level to train consistently, and another level to train consistently and properly. To do all of that for years at a time, that's where the incredible
Yeah, but none of you are. None of you are.
physiques are made. 5 years is a bare minimum. You don't deserve to complain about your physique or your genetics if you haven't put in those 5 years. I say that out of love because I was much
That powerlifting stuff, that's why powerlifters get injured and they quit. They're all gone. They're all gone. All of them on YouTube, everywhere, they're all gone. All of them in their early 20s, whatever, early stages, they're gone. The problem was they lifted heavy in the concentric, but they forgo the eccentric. They did it without the eccentric, so they never built their body big and strong to be resilient from getting injured. So they had a weak body, but a strong lift. And so they kept getting injured and they dropped off. That's what happened. The moment they get injured, they get a pec tear, they get fucking arm tears, bicep tears, ligaments and tendons ripping off the bone and everything because they're weak. They never got strong, they're weak. Because they never did eccentric overload to get there. They built the concentric lift, but they didn't build the body. They left the body behind, bro. Get it? How stupid is that?
the same way. The newbie gains come quick. Those first
And then all these guys, these lifters, they all want to look the part. They go, well, I got a strong concentric, but how come I'm not big? And so I got to take SARMs. I got to take creatine now. I got to fake it. I got to take GO2 max, Turkestrol. I got to take steroids and everything because they got to look the part, right? They faked it.
first 5 to 10 pounds of muscle are like beating a video game on easy. I'm not impressed. The greatest physiques are made once you become an intermediate, when the things that you
No, they're not. They're great. A real great physique is made when they learn that it's eccentric, based on eccentric overload training. You understand me? That's when they are. Now these physiques, they're all fake and they're built fakely. They're built on sarcoplasmic training, and so are steroid people and everybody else because they do not do eccentric overload training.
used to work stop being as effective. It might be 3 or 4 years before you dial everything
Because they don't understand it, and this is too light. You think those 10 pounds are going to do anything to your shoulders, dude?
in and get past that intermediate plateau.
Do you think those 10 pounds are overloading your shoulders, those flies you're doing every day in the gym? No, bro, they're not overloading.
The standard should really be 10 years. I'm going to keep it as 5, but in brackets,
The standard is not 10 years or 5 years. You can build your body big and strong within a couple of months. 6 months even, half a year.
it's really 10. Many lifters continue to see gains month after month, even as they approach a decade of lifting. I've seen huge differences in my
The only gains they're seeing is sarcoplasmic gains. And then they misconstrued that for being, muscle memory. When they go away. Why did it go away? My muscles never go away, man. I always weigh a specific weight, which never goes under that weight. I never go under 240. I'm always 240. Now I can go up, maybe up and down, around up there at the top, but I'm always 240 because the muscle's real. It just doesn't go away if you really built it through eccentric exercise. Because you get something with see, here's the thing. Some people ask, well, how'd you get the hyperplasia effect in eccentric exercise? Well, if you understand how to manipulate it, there's a way to get hyperplasia, so you could actually get some more muscle fibers. It's called an overworking of that muscle. So you overwork all the muscles on the day. You do your shoulders, back, chest, arms, forearms. You do all of them. You go crazy, bro. Your body goes nuts. It's like, what is this? There's fucking tears over here, tears over there, tears over there. So you trick your body to give you more new muscle fibers called hyperplasia. Get it? So in an eccentric event, can you get more hyperplasia? Yes, it's the overstretching of those muscles. The more stretches you can exude on all of your muscles in one session, it will give you hyperplasia and even metaplasia at some point. And you can get even stronger. So there are ways to manipulate eccentric exercises to get what you want. See what I mean? Not just sarcomere number and muscle fibers and, cross, whatever, getting them thicker, bigger, longer, this, that, whatever.
Over the last 2 years. I brought up a lot of weak points and put on about 5 pounds of muscle. My friend, if you haven't even made it to year 5,
How do you know it was 5 pounds of muscle? Do you have any proof?
the gains will be there. Just stay patient and train hard.
Good old extreme.
No. Stay patient and training hard is bad advice. You will not get there with that advice.
Whey protein shake.
If you don't train,
No, those lean protein shakes won't build you anything. They're just garbage, plant foods. They'll inhibit growth. The protein powders and all these things, they inhibit the growth of muscle.
you won't grow. But locking in your diet and sleep will make a huge difference. This might seem like
Yeah, that will help if you damage the muscle fiber. If they're not damaged, there's nothing to build. Get it? And drinking these powders are just inhibiting
the
growth.
most basic, obvious advice, but I know you need to hear it
Yeah.
because I need to hear it too. I'm basically talking to myself right now. You
Okay.
can't win at diet and sleep. It's not something you do once. It's something you maintain forever. It's an
Yeah.
infinite gain. This past summer, my diet and sleep were terrible, and frankly, I didn't make as much progress as I could have. I was capable of more. Create systems in your life that make it easy to stick to your diet and get high quality sleep. I'll put some of my recommendations, choose a few that you can implement, and slowly build up. The squat, bench, and
That was ridiculous.
deadlift are 3 incredible lifts. They hold a special place in my heart, but they are not everything. If you're only strong
They are. They're really good, especially if you do it with the eccentric part. The lowering part is very important, not just pulling it up to the top like an idiot.
at the big 3, if you skew your training to be more powerlifting focused, more
That's not powerlifting. That's part of bodybuilding. And we do full eccentric, concentric. But the problem is, I mean, it should be difficult to the point where you're bringing it up, but not enough where you can bring it up to the top and then lower it. Bring it up and lower it. Of course, you need good form. You have to be careful with that. Yeah, it's complicated when it comes to the big 4. Because you need a lot of help with those. Sometimes you can use machines to lower it. Somebody help lift it, or you take the weight off, lift it back up again, lower it again. It's complicated, bro. You have to figure out how to get that eccentric load.
minimalistic, that's a sign you have the potential to build more muscle. Especially if you use specific powerlifting technique, it's possible to get really strong and then be disappointed by your body. It's like I said earlier.
It's possible to get really strong, but be disappointed by your body. You didn't get strong. If you didn't get bigger, you didn't get stronger. You got better at lifting and the concentric form, you doofus. No, I don't want to call you names, man. You're a cool dude. I like your videos. Okay, dude, you get the picture, man. You understand me? You got better at lifting. You didn't get bigger and stronger because you didn't progressively overload to get to that point in the eccentric portion of resistance training.
Your strongest exercises reflect the best parts of your physique. Natural power.
No, yes, they will a bit because you did adapt to some of them, but not a lot. Very minimal. There's a minuscule adaptation there. Minuscule.
Lifters usually have big chests, spinal erectors, and legs, but will lack the other muscles which make a beautiful physique. You can't just expect 3 exercises to get you there. Jack Natties are maximalists. They get strong at a plethora of movements. What if you treated your
Jack Natties get strong at a plethora of movements. No, you don't. You get stronger at overloading those lifts. That's how you get stronger when you get bigger. Shit, man.
lat pull downs with the same focus and intensity that a power lifter treats a squat?
No, powerlifting is a sport. Bodybuilding is not a sport, dude. Get it? Anyways, that was too light what he was doing there, the pull downs. Too light. There was no low overload.
What if you did the same with tricep push downs,
Again, this is too easy. It's too light. There's no overload. Same thing here.
hamstring curls, overhead press? Savage strength is a term I use to describe someone who's generally strong. They're good at everything, and it shows in their physique.
I don't know. Are they? Are they good at everything? I don't know. Maybe yes, no.
extremely happy with the progress I've made on my arms over the last 2 years. They've recently reached 18 inches, but that's not even surprising given my level of strength.
Yeah, I mean, 18 inches is not uncommon, but it's sarcoplasmic.
I'm maxing out the machines, bro, with the full range of
Okay, listen to what he says here. I'm maxing out the machines here with full range. Okay. So now that you're maxing it out with a full range, what do you need to do? Overload it. You need to put another 45-pound plate or two 45-pound plates on there so that you can't do it for a full concentric. And now just keep repping them out, partial reps. Get it? You get it? Until you can do it. And then when you do it, that means you got bigger and stronger. See what I mean? When you max it out. So this part, he's kind of right. He's like, I've maxed out all these machines. So he's adapted. The eccentric portion has adapted.
motion. If I had the minimalist mindset, I wouldn't be anywhere near this level of size.
Yeah, listen to what he says again here. This is important, this part. Listen to what he says.
My arms over the last 2 years. They've recently reached 18 inches, but that's not even surprising given my level of strength. I'm maxing out the machines, bro, with the full range of motion.
Yeah. He's maxing out the machine. Listen to what he says. I'm maxing out the machines with the full range of motion now. So that means he wasn't doing it with full range of motion originally when he tried pulling it, right? But now he maxed it out. So what do you need to do? You need to eccentrically overload it. Eccentrically. Get it? So you can max it out again so you can get bigger and stronger. So yeah, I don't know, man. He's not that big, and it doesn't look that big to me, but whatever. He's kind of got the idea, you understand me? But he doesn't really see it. He can't see the forest beyond the trees.
Had the minimalist mindset, I wouldn't be anywhere near this level of size, but my bench would probably be stronger. In an alternate universe, my bench would probably be 350 or 365, and my arms only 16 inches.
Hell, your bench can get to 500 even more, even 600 as a natural person if you focus on the eccentric overload, but you're not. To get there, you need to focus on eccentric overload. You need to get bigger and stronger to get there. If you don't, then you'll never reach there.
I currently have a measurement much bigger than that, and yet
You'll always be busy tweaking, adapting your system to the nervous system, adapting the nervous system to lifting in the concentric form. And your muscles will fill up with glycogen because you're an endurance athlete.
never even hit 3 plates. My priority has been arm isolation, and as a result, my arms have grown. Oh my God!
So his arms were part of isolation, and that's why they grew. No, they didn't grow because you isolated them. They grew because you maxed out already on the eccentric on that machine, the cable machine, dude.
If these are the only muscles you want to meaningfully grow, training like a powerlifter will get you your dream physique. But if you want to build everything and actually look as jacked as you can, train other exercises with the same focus and intensity.
Skinny bitch.
The same intensity. Yeah, that's intensity, but the eccentric form again.
Most of you know I'm a big fan of bulking. I believe it's the best way to put on strength and size. This is my...
I am not a fan of bulking. That's for people that do eccentric exercise and are faking it. They're faking the look. Stop faking it and build it real, dude.
experience, the experience of other lifters, and the experience of thousands of people dating back like 100 years.
Yeah, because many people faked it. That's why. They're faking the look.
Bottom line, if you want
Eccentric exercise does not build myofibular growth, dude. So don't go there. Don't go there.
to grow the most amount of muscle possible, you bulk. If you haven't...
No, you don't. To grow the most muscle possible, you need to do eccentric overload training, and protein synthesis needs to exceed that breakdown. Carbohydrates don't build muscles, dude. Protein does. I don't care what you say. And yeah, you need to be in a positive nitrogen balance.
done at least 3 bulks in your life, that is a sign that you can definitely gain a lot more muscle.
No, that means you're faking it because you're a concentric lifter. I've watched your lifting, bro. It's a lot of concentric. I've seen your videos. I took a look at them. You're lifting more in concentric fashion. You're not doing any progressive overload in the eccentric.
Most people haven't even done 1 bulk. I define it as gaining about 1% of your body weight per month for at least 6
You shouldn't be trying to get fat muscles.
months, but I prefer to go much longer. I'm currently finishing a bulk that's been going on 2 years. People have seen great gains with both long and short bulks, but the common thread is that you do it. You can't escape the bulk. It doesn't matter how long you've been lifting. It doesn't matter how strong you are. If you haven't done at least 3 proper bulk and cut cycles, you are not close to your natural potential. Your strength.
No, he's wrong about that. He's wrong. There's no such thing as natural potential, okay? There's no natural potential. There's no ending of a natural whatever, your potential. The potential can go on and on forever.
Will go up faster. Your measurements will go up faster. Each time you cut, you'll notice you're leaner than before. You just have to be okay with looking a little bit more fluffy.
No, the only thing you got better was that your endurance got better, so you got better at doing these concentric lifts. That's all you got better at doing, and you got fat.
In my opinion, it's a great look. I always get the most compliments when I'm bulked up. If you can just get over.
Yeah, you have no abs, nothing. You're fat. You don't notice that, dude? I get the most compliments when I'm bulked up, when you're fat. That's ridiculous. People get compliments when they have real muscle and they have low body fat.
For your body dysmorphia, you'll put on much more muscle.
Okay, obviously the weight is going down here, so it's lighter. See what I mean? He's just torturing himself. This guy, it's funny. He took steroids. You know who this guy is right here. So he's lifting the weight, right? It gets heavier when he lifts it because he has these chains. It gets heavier going up, but then it gets like going down on the what? Eccentric overload. So there's no overload. Is he building muscles? No. What's he doing? Pumping them, get it? Concentrically, and getting his nervous system to adapt to doing this exercise.
I don't recommend you revolve your life around lifting weights.
That's why he took steroids, to look the part. He was like, how come I'm not getting bigger? I got a stronger concentric, but I'm not big. Because concentric doesn't build big muscles, get it? You understand? You didn't get stronger. You got better at lifting.
Do not become a gym cell, I'm begging you. That being said, if you've never experienced what it's like to be obsessed with training, that's a telltale sign you have.
I know what it's like to be obsessed with it. I was obsessed with finding the answer. I seeked until I found the answer. I was so obsessed. And I was already old by the time I discovered it. I was old already. You understand me? I was in my 20s or late 20s or something when I discovered it.
More gains left in the tank. Different priorities are always competing for your time and attention. If you want to become as jacked as possible, you need to have a season or multiple seasons throughout your life where training becomes one of your highest priorities. Give yourself permission to be obsessed with the gym and build the body you want. Everyone trains different, everyone eats different. Many people disagree with each other in the fitness industry. The one thing I've seen among everyone who gets jacked, they're either obsessed with working out or they were in the past. You might need 3 or 4 seasons in your life to get to a top 1% physique. And then if you decide you want to maintain, you can do it without much work. Here's how I would rate myself on these 6 signs. There are still some muscles I haven't quite gotten as strong as I would like, particularly my chest. I've been training more than 5 years but less than 10. My diet and sleep are good now compared to earlier this year. I don't focus on the big 3 excessively, so that one's good. Just finished my 3rd bulk, and I'm generally pretty driven towards my goals. I've only fully realized 4 of the 6 signs, which means I have more gains left to gain. Tell me if there's any signs I missed.
You have there's a lot of things to gain there, but those 6 signs, let me go back over them again.
On these 6 signs. There are still some muscles I haven't quite gotten as strong.
You didn't get strong everywhere. If you didn't get bigger, more muscle, you didn't get strong. You got better at lifting. Let's see this
I would like, particularly my chest. I've been training more than 5 years but less than 10.
Okay, you don't need to train 5 years or less than 10 to get where you want to go. That's ridiculous. Diet and sleep. Yeah, diet and sleep is important. You should be eating as natural animal products. If you want to inhibit muscle growth, eat plants. Plants and these artificial foods and everything, they'll inhibit muscle growth. So yeah, if you want to do that, do that. But if you want to grow, then eat animal products and sleep, yes.
My diet and sleep are good now compared to earlier this year. I don't focus on the big 3 excessively.
You mean the big 4? You forgot OHP, right? Always people live out OHP. It's the big 3, and it's part of bodybuilding, bro. Make sure that you do the eccentric part, overload it. I know it's hard on the big 3 to overload the eccentric part, man, because it's a compound. They're compound. They call them compound movements for a reason. Okay, but whatever. You'll figure it out.
That one's good. Just finished my 3rd bulk, and I'm generally pretty driven toward.
No, don't ever get fat. Don't do bulk fat. Don't get fat. Don't bulk. Don't fat. Don't eat fake food that'll inhibit you. You'll just become fat. And obsessed, yeah, you should be obsessed to when you get in there, do your workout vigorously in the eccentric form to try to get these adaptations. Yes.
Towards my goals. I've only fully realized 4 of the 6 signs, which means I have more gains left to gain. Tell me if there's any signs I missed.
Yeah. The most important one, eccentric resistance overload training to get there where you want to go. That's it. I'll see you. That's the easiest point. See? That's all you got to know. See you in the next one, friends. Don't you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. See you in the next one. Ciao.